Live.
All right. And there she blows.
Woo!
Take two.
All right. Well, hopefully that doesn't just happen again. My computer lost power at 78%.
Wow. That's interesting.
Like sometimes it'll be bad and it'll be like if it's like chilly, I guess, it'll like die at like 16% instead of 0. It shouldn't die at 70%. But I guess we'll see. TK Studio Prince, Ryan Sargent, Joey Flores, hello.
All right. I think it's probably because you're not live streaming from a Chili's.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably your big problem.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited because I've been out of airbrush primer, and so I finally got another bottle of my favorite, the Steinelrez, and it's frozen solid.
Ah,
so
that happened to mine too.
Did yours come right back?
Yes.
Neat. All right. Well,
I mean, you used it.
Yeah, that's true. Magnus, who did nothing wrong. Woohoo! How's it going?
You know what I also just noticed? You know, we were looking at the Malifaux miniatures, and their website of their store, their web store is called "Give us your money, please, thank you."
I saw that. I saw that. That's insane. What crazy ass web designer programmed that?
There's no web designer. That's very funny though.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? So I have this idea to, because like all of these war games are impossible to get into, and so I'm like, well, what if I make a video about each one, and I break them down very simply, like here's what you need to get, here's what you need to do, here's what the size table, here's how long the games take, and so I sent an email to the Malifaux, saying, hey, I'm really interested in your game. What do I need to do to play? I can't quite figure it out. And I got a very nice response back, and they're like, "Hey, well here, what you want to buy is the Malifaux core or the Malifaux rulebook. That'll give you all you need to know. Then you should check out our information page. Here's our podcast. Here's a link to our forum." And I'm like, "Oh, this is great."
Wow.
Good old Shannon from Weird.
Yeah, they might actually care.
Yeah.
I mean. That's actually really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And then did it end with love, Shannon?
No, it did say though. It was like, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Wow. Well, we should be like, well, now that you mentioned it, we are from the most famous mini wargaming YouTube channel, Eons of Battle, and if you could. Send us minis. Send us every mini that you have.
Oh my goodness, they have so many.
They do have so many.
All right, what do
That's very nice.
Yeah. So I'll probably send out a very similar letter to Games Workshop, and we'll see what comes back.
Oh, that's gonna be so much fun.
Mm-hmm. It'll just be a link to Warhammer Community. Like, there's 10 million pages on Warhammer Community. What am I supposed to...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and we saw today there's a Warhammer Community podcast.
Oh, yeah!
Has anybody listened to it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I almost think we need to do a show reviewing that show. Do you know that there's a podcast called The Joe Rogan Experience where they just talk about Joe Rogan, the people on Joe Rogan. I think we should do that, but for the Warhammer community, the Warhammer community podcast. I think that would be great. I do think they should do that for everything.
Yeah. ZNoobQ! Hello. ZNoobs, I feel like I had a kill team question, but I don't remember. I'll think of it, though. I'll think of it. Or I'll just think of a kill team question. DK 3D prints. That's the sort of job I do. I tend to work support. Magnus, who did nothing wrong. If you contact Games Workshop, you'll get a cease and desist.
That would be very funny. Christopher Jones, I think that's a great idea for a video series.
Mm-hmm.
I agree because I don't know how to do Malifaux.
Yeah.
It does seem neat.
Yeah. I mean, I'm qualified for 40k and for Kill Team, but not really. Oh, and X-Wing, I suppose, but not so much for Malifaux. But I could figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I've accidentally gone all in for Malifaux. I bought a full army,
mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll pick up the rule book and codex.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the models are neat.
Can I make bets? I'd like to take the nothing square. I bet you they say nothing back.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
I would bet that they would just plug the Warhammer community.
Yep. I bet if you sent them I wonder what would happen if you sent them a letter. A full-on letter. But yeah, I wanna listen to the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, me too.
Obviously, it seems like nobody else has listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's been chiming in about how awesome it is.
Dr. Drokel, Games Workshop will send you a printout of Thanos saying, "I don't even know who you are." I played some BattleTech. It was great. There was a surprising amount of overlap with Kill Team. I own BattleTech too. I got it I bought a whole bunch of stuff on Craigslist.
Oh my god.
Until I got BattleTech.
Like recently?
No, remember we went to, when we drove to like Crystal Lake or wherever to get so that I could buy
2015. I don't remember this.
What? Remember? And I got a bunch of 40k stuff and a bunch of paints and brushes.
You had BattleTech stuff too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
just
that.
Like the BattleTech starter box from probably two editions out of date.
Oh, I thought you just had 40k stuff. I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
I was just excited to leave the house.
Mm-hmm. All right, what to paint? I'll work on the blue.
I do one of those things, I stick my head out the window when I'm a passenger like a dog.
Mm-hmm. I seem to remember a 40k specific website that had a getting started setting. Bet they will have a form letter with that linked to it. Mm-hmm. It was very nice though, because I'm pretty sure Malifaux probably has a similar thing, but they were very nice. Shannon was very nice and telling me exactly, okay, so here's all of it.
Mm-hmm. I like to think that Shannon invented the game, and it's like Shannon's whole thing. It's Shannon's whole life. And so Shannon's just very excited to answer questions about the game. I wonder what Shannon's doing right now.
Crystal Lake, did you stay at the camp? Ooh, gonna meet Jason. Dr. Jogo, how's the weather you guys are? Cold and snowy.
Yep.
Mostly cold, and mostly snowy.
Yep, mostly those two things. Yeah.
Also, BattleTech rules don't really go out of date, they just get spread out. I played the super simplified getting started rules that cost $20. Mm-hmm.
But if the rules don't go out of date, how do they make a bunch of money real quick?
Mm-hmm.
How do they drop just new editions and make tons of money?
TK 3D Prints. Games Workshop will just send you a list of stuff you don't really need and tell you that you need it. And it will be the most expensive stuff that they are pushing. Yeah, so you're going to need an Indominus, and you really should just get a First Strike starter set. Then you're going to need a rule book and codex, and then you might as well pop on over to Forge Roll, pick yourself up a Titan.
Yeah, and by the way, buy all the paints.
Yeah.
Like, normal acrylic paint will not work on Games Workshop models. It'll come right off.
Yeah, like the back of the Indominus box is like, oh, so here are the 78 colors you need to paint if you want it, just like the box art.
Mm-hmm.
ZNBQ. They don't. They just go broke and hand it off to the next company.
Perfect.
Ooh, ZNBQ. Okay, I got a good kill team question. So let's say 2 models are within 1 inch of each other because of a charge. And, they've gone through the fight phase, the turn ends, and one of the models becomes shaken. So that model can't do anything anymore. Does that mean that the other model is... I mean, it's still within 1 inch, so does that mean that they...
I would assume they still have to fall back, right?
They'd still have to fall back or else just stay within 1 inch and then fight in the next upcoming fight phase? ZNBQ. Battletech is on like its 3rd publisher.
Oh my gosh.
Power Surge. What's up, pimpins?
JPC. Evening all. Good looking mini on screen.
ZNBQ. The other model is no longer in close combat. They do not have to fall back. They do not have to stay. Being shaken prevents all that. Really? Is that... Have I overlooked that in the core rules? Because I'm just not a very good reader? Or is that, like... Has that been FAQ'd? Dark Avenger 3510. I wish I could stay later. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Sweet dreams.
Shaken is like basically dead with the possibility of coming back. I shall check.
Interesting. Oh yeah, you've got the book.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what ZNBQ said.
Oh, okay.
I'm working on something.
TK Studio Prince, right? I'll be calling it a night for tonight's. Y'all have a good stream.
It's so early, though.
I know. I think it's Wednesday, though, where TK is, so there's a slight time difference.
Yeah, it's next year.
Hey, peeps, show your support for the channel and hit the like icon. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe for all the latest videos. For more info on the Patreon, check out the video description.
Mm-hmm. Power Surge. Good video today, by the way. I have a kink for tutorials. Can't never get enough of them. Well, that's good. Well, we got a kink for making them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we haven't run out of tutorials yet. And it's been hundreds.
That's true. And, I mean, there's a giant list full of tutorial ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I guess video ideas in general, which most of them are tutorials.
Mm-hmm. TK Surgery Prince, time traveling is hard on the body. Magnus, who did nothing wrong. As you all know, I did nothing wrong. So, which Primarch did do everything wrong? Magnus, I mean, I don't know if Magnus is completely without fault. I think... I don't know that much about Mortarion, but I know, like, his Legion aren't necessarily huge fans of being Plague Marines. Probably one of the dead ones. Like, who is, Conrad Kurz? Well, I mean, he did a lot wrong. He was a little bit of a fascist, but, he was
Who isn't these days?
He was fascist Batman. So he did a bunch wrong. Dorn is pretty sweet. Dorn didn't really... he didn't really do anything wrong. Gilliman. Pang Burn Dark, have you used loaded brush? No, I barely know what that is. I have no idea. I've barely mastered brush. So I don't think I'm ready for loaded brush. I've tried 2-brush blending in the past, and it's hard.
What is that?
Loaded
Like,
brush isn't
loaded brush.
Isn't loaded brush when you like have a whole bunch of medium on your brush, and then you pick up the paint and you like blend it all together on the model? I don't know. Maybe that's not it at all.
Amber Dark, what is it?
Sanguinius, obviously, the result of his folly tells the story. I don't know anything about Sanguinius, except for that his model is kind of eh.
And that's all you really need to know about.
It was all Lorgar, in my professional opinion. He was a weirdo. Oh, God. Which one was Logar? There's like 12 Primarchs. You don't need to know that many.
The 12 Days of Primarchs?
The 12 Days of Primarchs my Primarch gave to me. 5 Melta bombs, 4 combat knives, 3 flamers, 2 bolt guns, and grenades, both frag and crack.
And if that jam is really exciting to you, that is a YouTube video that you can watch after the stream or even during the stream.
It'll take about 3 minutes or however long it is. It's great. We worked really hard on it, and everyone loved it. It took the internet by storm.
It did.
It went platinum overnight, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Sold more records than the Beatles.
Yes.
Christopher Jones. Logar was the World Bearers Primarch. Ah, okay. Follow-up question. Who's the World Bearers? Mon de Tier. Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all.
He worshipped the Emperor as a god and had his homeworld destroyed because of it. Okay. Moneteer. Fell asleep at 5 p.m. and woke up at 7. I thought had to be at work at 8. But that's tomorrow. I've been there. I used to work at a warehouse for Steinhoffels, and I hated the scheduling because we did scheduling on a piece of paper that hung in the warehouse. And so I would always be like, oh God, what are my hours this week? Sometimes, like, if I knew a buddy of mine was like working the shift before, I'd be like, can you tell me when my call time is today?
Call time.
I hated it. And I would like sometimes like I'd remember on Monday, like, okay, take a picture of the new schedule so that I know, so that I don't have to worry. And I was never wrong. But I would always be like, oh God, was it 5 or 6? Was it 5 or 6? Was it 9 or 10? Or it was so horrible. And some weeks, like, the schedule wouldn't change, and he would just cross out the dates and change the dates, but the hours wouldn't change week to week. It was very odd. We really should have had some sort of a system where we could check online Or maybe he texts us on Monday or something.
No, but that'd be work for them to do it.
Ryan Sargent, I'll try a loaded brush when they come out with one with a clip. Hate having to reload. I get it. Moniteur. Yeah, I do not miss having the schedule changing. That's the worst. Logar was the first Primarch to fall to Chaos, and in my headcanon, he was also a pedo, because bald priest. Wah, wah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you could have just said, you didn't have to say your headcanon.
What I never quite understood about the Primarchs was they were all built by the Emperor in, like, test tube. They were test tube babies. And then the Chaos Gods kidnapped them and flung them all out across the galaxy. So did they just have, like, super, I don't know, cells? Because all of the Primarchs took on, like, attributes typical of the planet they ended up on. But if they all arrived as infants, they wouldn't have the genetic material. So did they just, like, instantly, and that's not how evolution works, but they just instantly evolve to become, like, a typical human of that planet? Because, like, Vulcan had the black armor skin and the red eyes. Conrad Kurz had, like, the white skin and the emo haircut. Like, they all took on the attributes of the planets they landed on. You know, it took me out of the story, and it destroyed my suspension of disbelief.
I hate when that happens.
No, I just want to know because it's neat. You can't expect managers to manage; it's too hard.
Yeah. Why would they manage? What are they managing?
Yeah, I mean, who has the time to manage the people that are under your management? Yeah, and it becomes a thing where I'm driving to work and I'm like, fuck. Am I wrong? Am I just going to show up and everyone's going to be like, what the fuck?
And that never happened, did it?
No, I think, like, once. And it didn't even matter. It was like, he's like, oh, are you scheduled for now? And I was like, I thought I was. And they're like, oh, whatever.
Perfect.
Brett S. Logar just knew what was up early on. It's like he bought Apple stock in 93. Magnus, who did nothing wrong. They all had one of the Emperor's traits, such as Sanguinius having his honor as his main trait. Yeah, they all had, like, that. But they must be, like, genetic weirdos who just instantly alter to take on the attributes of the planets they grew up on. Mon de cheer. Someone brought this up the other day, but the Primarchs are supposed to be superhumans, advanced intellects, but they make the dumbest decisions all the time. Yeah, well, the whole book, I think the book series, which I should ask Goob because he's apparently read like 50 of them, because that's how many there are. Like it's like a great Greek tragedy where they all these demigods make all very human choices. Karst 100. Hey guys, can't stay but wanted to drop in. He's turning out good. PJ, P good, J, P good. Hey, pretty good.
He's P good. Jeez, I pee good today. I'll tell you that much.
James Cameron Clark. Yep, Conrad Kurz had to swim through lava as a child. Don't we all?
Love a good lava.
You can follow one of our several lava basing tutorials.
How many lava basing tutorials do you think we have?
We have 2, but a little bit 3, because the Chaos one is also a little lava-y. The Chaos Star base.
I think that there's 3, and there is possibly 4.
Ah, what's the 4th one?
Let me see.
Yeah, because I know we have lava, and then we have an old lava and a new lava, and then I'm counting kind of Chaos Star as another lava.
So we have how to create a lava base, how to create a lava earth base, how to create a lava base with Vallejo plastic putty.
Oh my god!
And then how to make flowing lava bases fast, cheap, and easy.
And then if you add Chaos Star, it's 5. Well, I know what I'm working on this week. I'm gonna do another lava base.
Yeah. How many more lava bases do you think you can do? That's very funny.
Magnus did nothing wrong. Well, not always. Fulgrim grew up on a death world, but still came out super fancy and high class.
Darren Wenzel, how's your evening going, gentlemen? Wonderful. I mean, we have 5 lava basing tutorials. You could watch one a weekday if you wanted to.
You know what? I bet I could come up with a couple more.
It's interesting. The first one that we made was 4 minutes and 44 seconds. That seems long for
it does.
For a basing video. I wonder if it's good.
Dr. Jokel, Eons of Lava. MM, do you own a lava lamp?
Oh my god. So, at my old job, we had this like supply closet, and it just had tons of junk in it. And I saw a lava lamp in there, and so I took it and I put it on my desk, but it didn't work. So I had just had a lava lamp that didn't work on my desk. And everybody would always ask me when they would have to talk to me, why don't you turn on your lava lamp? It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Ah, that's great.
It made for conversation for sure.
I like to think that in that supply closet there was tons of options like Newton balls, just regular, someone else's nameplate.
Yeah, it was a supply closet, a printer room, material supplies. So like, if you were like, you were designing something and you were like, I don't know what material it should be made out of. You could go into that room and then there was like, you could see all the aluminum options that are cheap, or all the steel options that are cheap, or like carpets or random stuff.
And a lava lamp.
And a lava lamp.
Just in case you wanted to build it out of lava.
Yeah. I always built stuff out of our supplies. And it would be annoying though, because then people would have to take it apart to have the supplies to like measure and make sure everything was fine. What a world. That company exists still.
Yeah, you ran it into the ground.
Yeah. Did you try to change the light bulb in the lava lamp? There was something the light bulb there was no light bulb, so I'd have to buy one. And then we actually found a light bulb, or I think we found a pack of light bulbs that would work, and none of them worked. So we just assumed that it was dead, and I wasn't gonna buy more.
Mm-hmm.
If two didn't work and it didn't sound like they were broken.
Yeah, and you tried finding a lava lamp repair store.
Exactly. Especially in Southern California,
Mm-hmm.
people aren't repairing their lava lamps like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
It's all vape shops now.
The guy, who do you watch for lore videos? I love Luton09. He's my favorite. And then, but sometimes if I'm feeling frisky, I go Baldemort.
Feeling frisky. You put on the old corset.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. Those are the only two I like. Arch does cool deep dives in lore. Mm-hmm. XenovaQ. Damn, I can't find anything that supports my interpretation. The FAQ designer's commentary says they do nothing, but doesn't say they essentially stop being a model. Yeah, see, it seems kind of weird that I have to, like, even though essentially the enemy I'm in combat with is just like, their eyes are crossed, they're sitting, on the floor.
They're contemplating their life.
I can't just like wander away. I have to break out of combat and like, dive out of the way.
Right.
Although it could be like a 40k thing where technically all of these things are happening like simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you don't. If the person is stunned, I feel like you're still in combat with them, and you would have to fall back to get out of it.
Yeah.
Or stay in it. That's what I feel like the rule is. Unless there's a specific rule that says if you're stunned, you can't do anything, and the person engaged with you can give the ring back.
I want to side with XenovaQ though, because I play Space Marines against orcs.
And see, I would not like to.
Jay Flores, I thought Major Kill was your main lore guy. I don't mind Major Kill. I don't listen to him much. But he's not the worst. The only problem with him is he's so jokey that you almost need to know the lore before the lore video so that you get the jokes. You should watch Oculus Imperia. I don't think I've heard of them. Dr. Jekyll. In the 60s and 70s, I bet there were lava lamp repair shops on every corner. What a time it must have been.
It really must have been. Like I said, now it's just vape shops.
Mm-hmm. The guy. Do you want to do terrain tutorials? We have a few.
Yes. I got a bunch of ideas, but it take those. I feel like those take beyond time to work on. I think the last terrain tutorial we did was the Necron one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one took a long time.
It did.
I got a super sick idea for some terrain stuff that I want to do, but I would have to disclose that on a Patreon only stream. I feel like that's how secretive that is.
XenovaQ. They don't even count as holding an objective if they're shaken enough to not count as being in a specific spot. How you fighting anybody?
That's very true.
I see both points. I totally see why it makes perfect sense for them to not count as anything. But I also see the rules. That's just within 1 inch of an enemy model is when you decide if you want to. I forget the word for leave combat or fall back. I think it's fall back.
Dr. Jekyll, vape shops are old news. Now it's vape/CBD oil shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what they're going to be right when it's legal everywhere.
One Mind Syndicate reads wikis like Major Kill reads 1D4chan. That's very, very true. Harkins Aquatics. If you like just listening to the books of 40k, I can personally at Perenine. Is that a 40k book?
Is that a channel?
I just read Infinite and the Divine, and it was the bomb. It was great.
The guy, did Nick continue his orc army, or did you just burn yourself out? I'm actually working on it right now. I'm gonna get all these Gretchies done. They're very close. And then I do have to figure out the basing. I'm a little bit putting off the basing because I want to do some 3D printing and I don't want to. But I mean, I do want to and I don't want to, all rolled into one.
Mm-hmm.
Someone gave a hilarious idea of a squig starfish.
Mm-hmm.
Would be a hilarious thing for a beach base. I think I'll work up to that one. Not quite that good, I think, at 3D modeling yet.
Yeah, once you figure out how to pirate ZBrush, you'll do it.
I think I could do it in Blender.
I know, but ZBrush looks sexy. Have you ever watched someone use ZBrush?
Yeah, it looks a lot like Blender.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like for me, if I was to get a 3D modeling program, I'd probably get Maya. Because you can design in AutoCAD and then put that into Maya and then 3D model it further. So you could potentially make something, you could like make something with hard dimensions very, very, very easily in AutoCAD, and then 3D model and change it with the 3D modeling and then 3D print it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And that seems like a really nice workflow. And then you could also work backwards too.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a nice workflow. And you can do and obviously in Blender and probably everything, you can do really nice dimensions, make sure everything's perfect. You can do that, but it's annoying. I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
It's slightly harder.
Harkins Aquatics. Paranine is a channel. It's a play on Paradigm.
And
they talk about the books. Wolflord Rowe is rad for some choice nugs of lore, but he recommends that you read the books for yourself. Coconut squigs. Sea turtle squigs.
All that. I think that, yeah. And I mean, eventually that I'm going to just play with my own 3D printed squig. Squigs that are beach themed. That'd be hilarious to make bomb squigs, but have them be sea turtles.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be very fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that's not a unit in the Age of Sigmar yet. Like suicide turtles.
Yeah. But I thought that those were really, 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 really great ideas. But I think obviously the first couple things, I want to do sand castles, I want to do sand pails, I want to do like one of those crappy little plastic shovels stuck into the ground. I want to do a ball, like a beach ball, but I want it to have the same stitching as how the little Gretchens make their hats and stuff.
This would be crazy, and I don't know if it would ever work practically, but it'd be hilarious if some sort of an HQ or like a war boss was in a lifeguard tower.
Oh my god. Gazgul.
This model the size of an orange is like 6 inches off the ground.
Oh my God, would that be funny?
And he's got the line of sunscreen on his nose.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. That would be so funny. And I know Kilgore Void said pina colada would be a good thing for them to have. But I think the beach theme and the orcs just fits perfectly.
Harkins Aquatics. Cannonball Squigs. I said that you should 3D print for your not flash kits, not commandos, Ludas. You should do a little shoulder pirate cannon.
Yeah, I think that would be a super cool idea. It'd be really cute then if they were shooting the squigs out, the squig cannonballs, and like maybe on a few of them you could see it peeking out.
Quinones. Thanks for convincing me to buy Malifaux, jerks. Well, you should email them, and you'll get a really nice email from Shannon.
Yeah. Email Shannon. Tell them we sent you.
Zenubik, build a lifeguard tower for a Gretchy on a war boss. Like the top of Gazgul. There's a lifeguard stand.
That would really fit with my army. Man, I wish there was a way for me to do that for my kill team. Because I have my Gretchen leader.
Although if you make him really tall, then I'll be able to draw line of sight easier.
Yes. Which I mean, I think then we'd have to say let's pretend he's normal sized.
Okay, I'll allow it. Yeah, because his job is just to sit behind something all game.
He's my most important unit. Well, no, his job is to get me 1 command point for free.
Yes, that is his job.
So far, he's done a great job.
Yeah, 2 command points. They don't get you very far.
No.
Oh, I have a question. So Zenubik, when I'm reading stuff online, from hearing what people say, it sounds like they have all sorts of command points. But how would anyone have more than 2 a turn?
Is there more stratagems and stuff that... There must be a way. I mean, I like the command points.
Brennus building up Psychomancer tonight. Fiddly. I really want to build one now because everyone online is making such a fuss about this model. I'm like, I want to build it. Ooh, the guy is painting some bully grins while listening to us. Ooh, I like the bully grins. I think that's one of the more solid models of like 2017.
Dr. Drokel. Need to have a corner of a treasure chest sticking out of the sand, maybe with a big red X marked on the sand. That is wonderful.
They put the X on top. It's supposed to go on the map, but they put the X on the ground.
Oh my God, we're geese. Zenubik, for every 10 points you're outnumbered by, you get 1 free command point.
That is true.
We completely forgot about that rule.
Boy, though, 10 points could be a lot of model.
For me, I think I can make that work. I mean, mine die real quick.
That is true. Joy Flares. Here's a question to when it comes to contesting the objectives. Is it contested as long as there is a model from both teams, or does the objective go to the team with the most models? It's the team with the most models. Unless the model is shaken, then it's considered not there. So if you got 3 orcs and 1 space marine, but one of the orcs is shaken, it still goes to the orcs because there's two active orcs and only 1 space marine. Joy Flores. This has confused me on Kill Team and Warcry. Q. That extra point is only at the start. It's not per turn. Can you imagine? You decide to withhold and get the 1 point, and then you whiff it.
Yep.
Like, all right, I need this to go through. I'm taking one less Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Although 10 points doesn't even buy you a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good down payment on a Scout.
Yep.
Oh, Dr. Drokel. There's also cheating to get more points. Don't forget
That's
cheating.
True.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, we both haven't been cheating.
Brett S. Jay, the Psychomancer model is the size of the Indominus Overlord, from what I can tell, but it's 28 parts.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe it is a bit fiddly. You know what, though? I've never had a GW model kits are easy to build. And I think that's another part of what you're paying for with G-dubs. Because I just built a bunch of Malifaux models, and they're not easy. It takes some effort. They remind me a lot of like model plane kits. Smaller pieces. They don't necessarily make sense. I had to glue on like tiny little fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Aquino Quinones. I won my first game by just going minimal guard and pumping as many strats as I could in Kill Team 1.0. Author's note, does not work now. Joy for us. Well, TIL, I couldn't find that in the rulebook when looking. Been leaving them as uncontested as I wasn't sure what my sure with my partner on that. I think it's in a little bit of a weird spot. It's not with the rest of the rules. I think it's with like.
Which is often how Kill Team is.
Which is often how Kill Team is. The book is not beautifully laid out. I think it's over by the missions. Like the rules for objectives are with the missions.
It's a nightmare sometimes to find everything.
CNibQ. I can't imagine that, but I can remember that. It was guard though, so it wasn't that bad.
What is the worst army in a Kill Team?
Oh, somebody on YouTube made that video, and I can't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I looked at a bunch of the factions, except like Tau, because I don't know the models apart. Or Eldar.
I mean, that's a little racist.
Or Gene Stealer Cult. Or Harlequin. I guess I only looked at like the models I own, except Gene Stealer Cult.
Mm-hmm.
Brett S. This is definitely a difficult model as far as Games Workshop goes, but it's nothing compared to some other models out there. Aquino Quinones, are you even a model builder if you don't use goofy magnifying goggles and jeweler's pliers?
I mean, those are super hot.
Mm-hmm.
Those goggles. I mean, I walk in with the strip club with those on. Man, I get everybody wanting to take my money.
Wait, you're a performer?
Yes.
Because you said walk into a strip club. So, like, your shift has just started and you're walking in.
Yeah, I'm putting my earrings in.
Mm-hmm.
And I strip down to only be wearing those.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take those off.
Ryan Sargent. New Games Workshop kits always have pieces that make me scratch my head. Why is that a separate piece? Yeah, the new kits are pretty amazingly engineered, but there's definitely been some rough ones, like how Space Marines used to be, that the sprue was attached to the balls of the backpack, so you had to really carefully clip them and then like recarve the round ball. And I've done that literally 100 times, and it sucked every single time. There's a bunch of my Space Marines that just have a dent on that spot because I couldn't be bothered. I'm like, they got shot there.
Oh, I love them. It's a big spot for them to get shot. People like their balls.
Aquino Quinones. For me, Custodians was difficult to get objectives. Great durability, but terrible movement and high cost. Yeah, I almost want to play Custodians just to see what it's like to have 3 models.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Because, yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, with 3 models, you have to, every single one has to work.
And how are you getting objectives?
I guess with the Custodians, you just have to kill to limit the number of objectives the other person can grab.
Yeah, I would assume so. But like, even if you had one guy just holding one objective, that's I mean, the 30-year kill team right there.
Can you imagine playing Take Prisoners with 12 orcs versus 3 Custodians? You'd have to kill all 3 or else you'd lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless the Custodians couldn't. I think the Custodians are good in combat.
Oh,
I think they're good at everything. You just don't get any of them. Dr. Joggle. My eyes! The goggles do nothing!
Xenobiq. I think I've been playing command points wrong. Do tell.
Yeah, I'm excited for this upcoming Saturday when I finally win a game of Kill Team. I can feel it in my bones. The win is coming.
Bones. It's certainly overdue.
Aquino Quinones. A single shield captain is 118 base cost. That can't be true. 118 points is more than you can take in Kill Team. Unless you're talking about Kill Team Commanders. But I think, isn't Kill Team Commanders... Isn't it 220 points? Xenobiq. Battleforged Kill Team generates 1 per battle round, and then the leader generates 1 per turn. So that's 2 per battle round total. Did you say turn when you meant battle round? Because I think turn doesn't mean anything. It's battle round in phases, right? There's a battle round is, 1 to 5 or however many the mission says. And then the phases are all the things that happen inside the round. Because I know there's a bunch of stratagems that happen, you can do it once per turn or once per battle round or once per phase. You can throw a grenade once per phase, which technically means you can throw 2 per battle round, because you could throw 1 in the movement phase as Overwatch, and then you could throw another one in the shooting phase, because it's technically a different phase. Teko Mukto. Anybody have experience with Khorne Berserkers and Kill Team? We're playing our 3rd game this upcoming weekend, so we're not ready for elites yet.
Well, my 5th game.
That's true.
But no, I have no idea.
Yes, I said turn when I meant battle round. Yeah, I'm trying to police myself and I guess Xenobiq because it's hard to be like, it's not 40k. Because it feels exactly like 40k, but it's not.
And the terminology is very confusing. And it does kind of matter.
Yeah, like how you take a nerve test to decide if you're shaken, which is so frustrating because why not just call it a shaken test?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have to throw in this new word called nerve? And isn't it weird because you take a broken test to see if you're broken, but then you take a nerve test to see if you're shaken?
Yep.
The guy, why play Kill Team when you can play Apocalypse? That's a great point. You know, I've heard really good things about the new Apocalypse rules.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently they're very different from normal 40k, but they're very good.
I can't even imagine somebody saying that.
CBQ. I've been playing 3 at the start, don't know why, and I only get 1 per battle round. So technically turn 2 you're coming out, or no, turn 3 you're all of a sudden losing command points. Because you would have gotten 2, 2, 2, but instead you got 3 plus 1 plus 1.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
I mean, that's kind of how it is in 40k, though. You start out with a bunch of command points, and then you really quickly use them up, and then you just don't have any. Although in 40k, there's ways to get more, which I think is a little bit lame. Although I guess it's per army. I think like the guard kind of sucks, but they can make a lot of command points.
Mm-hmm. Just churning them out.
Mm-hmm.
ZNBQ, we've been calling it nervy instead of shaken. They got the nervy.
Mm-hmm. You gotta know when to nervy. Know when to shake in. Know when to take a broken test. Know when to run know when to run out of combat.
Out of all the rules, I always forget the morale because I hate it the most.
Mm-hmm.
My least favorite phase. It feels like accounting to me. All right, so how many things died and how many things are doing this other thing? And I don't want to. And I remember, like, sometimes we'll forget about it. Like we'll finish the fighting. Ooh, okay, that was rough. All right, next phase. We get all excited. No, you gotta do the. Gotta make sure. Speaking of making sure, you got almost 2 extra minutes out of us.
Oh my god!
That is 10 o'clock.
All right, we should just hard shut off if we ever go over. No true. Goodbye, just click.
We will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central for another stream. We had a video today. We have a video out on Wednesday.
Power Surge. I hate morale. It's so dumb, in my opinion. I love morale because it's one way to make my Space Marines not terrible. Good night.
I don't like it either. Good night.
And end.